what's up everyone? Welcome back to TMAS, The Catalyst, your ultimate destination for everything tech, AI, and hyper-driven agility. And if you are ready to spark massive change, level up your knowledge, and dominate the digital future, you are in the exact right place. Today, we are diving deep into Scrum Values, so hit that subscribe button, buckle up, and let's get straight into it.
Okay, let's get right into this explainer. Have you ever wondered why a team can have absolutely perfect Agile ceremonies, flawless stand-ups, beautifully updated Jira boards, and still completely fail to deliver? To help me unpack this puzzle today, I've brought in a fantastic lead developer. Hey everyone, great to be here. And honestly, this topic hits a little too close to home today. I'm definitely feeling it. We literally do everything by the book, right? Our stand-ups are tight, retrospectives are documented, the backlog is perfectly groomed, but man, our current sprint feels like wading through molasses. The actual work is just completely stalled. Exactly. We've got the mechanics down perfectly. The engine looks super shiny from the outside, but the actual flow of value has basically stopped. Let's look at what's really happening on the ground when the process runs perfectly, but the product doesn't actually move.
We're seeing a really stark contrast right now between what we want to do and what we actually need to do. There's a massive bottleneck sitting right in the middle of our workflow.
Yeah, and I gotta be totally honest here,
I am extremely frustrated right now. We have this massive code review queue, just a huge, growing backlog of pull requests. But my defense is that I have to keep my own velocity up. I'm focusing entirely on writing new code. Reviewing a 500-line PR where half the variables are named a single letter, it's soul-crushing. It takes forever, it breaks my flow state, and frankly, it's mind-numbing. I'm really just trying to get my assigned tickets to done, so I'm not the one holding up the burn-down chart. I totally hear you, and that frustration is incredibly valid. Code reviews can absolutely feel tedious, but by focusing only on your individual tickets, we're kind of missing the bigger picture of the team's increment. An individual ticket being done really means nothing if the team's actual product isn't shipping.
What we're witnessing is exactly what happens when we prioritize individual process over actual team delivery. You're falling into a classic anti-pattern called cherry picking.
Cherry picking? Come on, I wouldn't call it that. I'm just staying busy.
You are for sure, but here's a really surprising fact from some recent research by Linear B. Writing new code triggers a very real short-term dopamine rush in our brains. We literally love the feeling of ticking our personal boxes and solving a fresh logic puzzle. But code reviews, they offer zero dopamine. On top of that, context switching to review someone else's code can take your brain upwards of 23 minutes to recover from. So naturally, you're cherry-picking the easy fun tasks, the new code, and ignoring the review queue. This leads straight to siloed, gatekeeping behavior, where a massive pile of code just sits waiting and the team's actual cycle time grinds to a total halt.
The secret to maximizing Scrum and actually fixing this bottleneck isn't adding another rule. It's not adding a new column to the Jira board or writing up some stricter code review policy. The secret to bridging the gap between mechanical processes and real team collaboration is relying on the 5 core Scrum values: commitment, focus, openness, respect, and courage. These values are our compass for when the process inevitably breaks down.
Okay, I have to be honest again. I always kind of thought of those values as just HR buzzwords. You know, like a motivational poster on the break room wall, soft skills stuff that doesn't really apply to engineering.
A lot of highly technical people feel exactly that way. I completely validate that skepticism. But neglecting those exact values is the literal reason our sprint is failing right now, despite our perfect engineering practices. Let's break down just how practical they really are.
Think about commitment. The true definition of commitment isn't just about showing up at 9 a.m. and working hard on your own tasks. It means personally committing to achieving the shared goals of the Scrum team.
So you're saying my commitment shouldn't just be to my specific assigned ticket?
Exactly. It's kind of like being on a sinking ship. If the ship has a giant hole in it, perfectly painting your specific cabin doesn't help anyone. True commitment means your goal is the team's overall done increment. If there's a massive PR backlog holding up the release, true commitment looks like stopping your new code development entirely and helping the team clear that queue. Your individual velocity might drop, sure, but the team's velocity will soar. It's all about shared accountability.
And that shared commitment naturally builds right into openness. A high-functioning Scrum team has to be transparent about all the work, and honestly, more importantly, the challenges in performing that work.
Okay, I'm really starting to get it. So, openness actually requires me to be honest in our daily stand-up. Instead of just showing up saying no blockers and silently cherry-picking a new task because I want that dopamine hit, I need to openly say,
Hey everyone, I'm actively avoiding the review queue because I'm struggling with the context of these specific PRs, and it's burning me out. Spot on. That is exactly what openness looks like in practice. Because when you hide that challenge, the bottleneck just gets worse and everyone gets silently frustrated. But transparency, that creates the space for the team to actually step in and help you out. Now, Scrum.org actually outlines 4 highly effective ways I can coach us through this gridlock, using those specific values. Number 1, establish meaning. 2, guide decision-making. 3, observe and discuss outcomes. And 4, identify actions for improvement. We're going to use these exact techniques in real time, right now, to resolve our PR bottleneck. Are you open to trying an experiment with me?
I am definitely open to it. I want this bottleneck gone as much as you do. Where do we start?
We start with technique 1, establishing meaning. I want you to reflect on a specific question. What does it look like to ignore these values in our daily work? Specifically, what does it look like to ignore respect and commitment right now, in this current sprint? Wow, okay. Well, ignoring respect looks like me not valuing my teammates' time. They put the effort in, they finished their work, but because I stubbornly won't review it, they can't get it across the finish line. I'm just leaving them hanging. And ignoring commitment, man, that looks like me completely abandoning the sprint goal just to keep my own personal Jira metrics looking green and healthy. That is a really tough pill to swallow.
It's a tough realization for sure, but recognizing it is huge. That takes courage. So let's use the second coaching technique, guiding your decision-making. You have a choice in front of you right now. You can either grab a brand new ticket off the backlog, or you can open the code review queue and start tackling the bottleneck. Looking through the lens of our team values, which Scrum value feels most important for making that decision?
It's got to be focus and commitment. I need to focus on getting the existing work done rather than starting something entirely new and adding to the pile. The absolutely most important value for this specific decision is my commitment to the team's overall success over my individual output. I need to go review that code.
This is exactly how we defeat bad habits. We can literally map every Agile anti-pattern to a missing Scrum value. We just discussed cherry-picking PRs. That's obviously missing commitment. So the fix is focusing on shared team goals. But what about the sunk cost fallacy? You know, when we say, well, we've already spent 6 months building this terrible, buggy architecture, we might as well finish it. Oh, I've been there. That's definitely missing courage. It takes a massive amount of courage to look at the evidence, admit we made a mistake, and pivot away from 6 whole months of work. And that third classic anti-pattern? Micromanagement. The classic hover boss constantly asking for status updates. That is clearly a lack of respect for the development team's independence and capability. Exactly. The values aren't just posters. They're the direct, practical antidote to the anti-patterns that destroy productivity.
Let's move to our 4th coaching technique, identifying actions for improvement. Here is the ultimate reflective question to really lock this in. If we truly honor this value, what are we saying no to? Oh, I see exactly where this is going. If I'm going to truly commit to the team and honor the value of focus, then I have to explicitly say no to the dopamine rush of writing new code. I have to say no to just looking busy on my own terms and say an enthusiastic yes to what the team actually needs in this moment. That brings the whole shebang home for me. Mechanical Scrum is just going through the motions, showing up to the 15-minute stand-up, dragging a Jira card from in progress to done, and clocking out. But lived Scrum? Embodying the team values means actually changing my behavior when the pressure is on.
Yes, that is an incredible aha moment. You've just conceptually shifted from compliance-driven Scrum, where you just follow the rules so you don't get yelled at, to outcome-driven Scrum, where you do whatever it takes to actually deliver value. You are living the values.
Making this shift changes our entire team dynamic. By applying these values to our daily frustrations, we're building deep, resilient mutual trust.
I can definitely see that now. By prioritizing code reviews daily, I'm showing tangible respect for my peers' time. By providing honest, constructive feedback rather than just rubber stamping PRs, I'm practicing openness. We are completely moving away from a siloed, every developer for themselves mindset into true shared accountability.
And that shared accountability is the absolute bedrock of psychological safety. Let me explain why that's so crucial. When we know we have each other's backs, when we know we value the team's success over individual vanity metrics, we aren't afraid to fail. We can tackle incredibly complex, risky problems together because we know that if we stumble, the team will help us up, not point fingers. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave everyone watching with a really provocative question. Take a long, hard look at your own daily Agile habits.
Are you just following the process? Are you just going through the comfortable motions of mechanical Scrum? Or are you truly living the values when things get difficult?
It's a total game changer. Once you stop treating the values as a poster on the wall and start actually using them as a framework to make your daily difficult decisions, your entire workflow shifts.
It really does. Thank you for joining me on this explainer today. And to all our focused learners out there, don't just execute ceremonies this week. Embody the values. Get out there, break those bottlenecks, and support your teams. Until next time, keep innovating, stay agile, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.